Welcome once again to another fun at-home table read. Tonight we are tackling the sequel to the 1990s classic, The Addams Family, with Addams Family Values. We're going to jump right into our cast with action description and Pugsley. We've got Jeremy. Awesome. As Becky, along with a couple other fun characters, we have Bridget. Fantastic. As Gary, along with cousin It, we have George. Perfect. As Debbie, the mysterious Joan Cusack who shows up in the film, we have Nicole.
Whoop, whoop.
I will be reading for Gomez Addams tonight. As my lovely wife Morticia, we have Angi. On mute, but that works. As our daughter Wednesday, we have Lynne. As Grandmama, we've got Neshia. There she is right up there. And as Uncle Fester, the lover boy for our film, we've got, where he is? There he is down there as Fester, loving it. All right, well, Jeremy, take us away.
Thank you. Addams Family Values, written by Paul Rudd, Nick. Based on the Addams Family by Charles Addams. Blackness. A howl pierces the night. Exterior Addams Family house night. Fester howls at the moon, sorrowful and yet full of joy. Down below, Wednesday, Pugsley and Grandma sit on the cold dirt having a small funeral.
Sorrow, we welcome thee. Let us join in grief, rejoice in despair, and honor the fortunate dead.
Dearly beloved.
Wednesday begins lowering the box into the grave. The box meows. Wednesday gives it a small shake.
Shh!
Tisk, tisk, tisk.
Grandmama shovels the first load of dirt over the box. Wednesday lowers in a jet black rose. Then the trio proceed with burial. Interior Addams Family house. Lurch plays the organ. The Addams family filling the house. In the main room, Morticia knits peacefully while Gomez is locked in an arm wrestling match with Thing. For a moment, Thing gains the upper hand. Ha! Before Gomez slams him to the table.
Ha!
Thing slams his fist in the table before extending his hand for a shake.
Good show, old man.
Morticia sets her knitting down and locks eyes with her beloved.
Gomez.
Caramia.
Marvelous news. I'm going to have a baby.
Morticia looks around a beat, deciding.
Right now.
Smash cut to interior hospital later. Thing shoves open a pair of double doors as Morticia is wheeled through the halls surrounded by nurses and Gomez. Dr. Niles, seriously, it's Niles from Frasier, David Hyde Pierce, approaches the moving gurney.
Nurse, how close are the contractions?
Every 15 seconds, doctor.
Gomez keeps pace backwards with his wife.
Are you in unbearable pain? Is it inhuman? My darling, is it torture?
Morticia lies in the gurney, looking as pristine and beautiful as always.
Oui.
Gomez, enraptured with his wife, begins kissing her hand furiously. Interior hospital waiting room, same time. The remaining Addams family sits surrounded by normal folks.
And then Mommy kissed Daddy, and the angel told the stork. The stork flew down from heaven and left a diamond under a leaf in the cabbage patch, and the diamond turned into a baby.
Our parents are having a baby too.
They had sex.
Interior hospital birthing suite, continuous. The doctors bustle around Morticia.
Push, Mrs. Addams.
Morticia almost imperceptibly pushes.
Forceps.
The nurse grabs the forceps, now realizing that Thing hangs on to the tool, trying to help.
Forceps.
The first nurse hands them to the second.
Forceps.
She notices Thing still hanging on.
Ah!
She flings Thing out the door and into a neighboring birthing suite, where he flies right into the ass of a newborn. This newborn cries. The doctor opens his forceps, ready.
Mrs. Addams, would you like anesthesia?
No, thank you. But do ask the children.
Gomez stands by her side.
Cara mia.
Mon cher.
Mrs. Addams, the baby?
Pardon?
Interior hospital waiting room, same time, Wednesday, and Pugsley sit debating. It's a boy.
It's a girl.
Gomez bursts in. The family turns to face him.
Gomez! What news?
Father, what is it?
Gomez smiles. He cannot be prouder.
It's an Addams.
Cut to interior Addams family house days later. Thing skates around the house on his roller skate, performing sick half-pipe tricks on the baseboard. Thing is in the X Games mode. Gomez and Morticia come up to the stairs holding a large bundle of black blankets.
I've arranged a little surprise, my dearest. I hope you like it.
Thing sends the skate elsewhere and leads the pair down the hall. Thing pushes open a heavy door, revealing a dank, cobweb room with a mural of a sheep about to get eaten by vultures.
Oh, Gomez, it's dark. It's depressing. It's desolate.
Another mural shows a shark eating a fish eating a guppy. Above the crib, a mobile of knives hangs peacefully.
It says toddler.
It's a dream.
Gomez leads her inside.
Come, cara mia.
They cross to the olden black wood crib.
The Addams cradle.
The baby is set in the crib, already sporting a perfect pencil mustache. The baby babbles in the crib. The baby starts crying until Morticia sets a terrifying bear doll in the crib. The baby instantly calms. Morticia pulls a drawstring, and the toy roars.
Welcome home, my son.
Interior Addams family stairs, later. Wednesday and Pugsley use hacksaws to remove support struts from the stairs. That's not true.
Everyone knows it. When you have a new baby, one of the other children has to die.
Really?
It's a tradition. One of us has to go.
Which one?
Well, they only need one boy.
Pugsley thinks of this and saws harder. Interior Addams family house. Baby's room, same. Gomez, Morticia, Fester, Grandmama, and Lurch all crowd around the crib.
He has my father's eyes.
Gomez, take those out of his mouth.
Fester bends down to poke the baby.
Coochie coo, coochie coo.
Wednesday and Pugsley approach the open door.
A baby in the house. It's about time.
She reaches into the crib to tickle him.
Hey, kiddo.
Without warning, a flaming arrow flies from the crib and embeds into the ceiling. Morticia beams.
Did you see that?
The baby is also quite happy with his shot. Wednesday angrily pulls the head off her doll and hands it to Pugsley.
He's a real devil.
Exterior Addams family house later that night. Lurch pumps gas through an old bellows onto the garden surrounding the house. Exterior Addams family roof, same. Wednesday and Pugsley stand together. Wednesday holding the baby, Pugsley holding a bowling ball.
Pugsley, the baby weighs 10 pounds. The cannonball weighs 20 pounds. Which one will hit the stone walkway first?
I'm still on fractions.
Which do you think?
The cannonball?
Very good. But which one will bounce?
Pugsley thinks for a beat. The baby?
There's only one way to find out.
Wednesday
Ready?
grid. They hold out their respective objects. 1, 2, 3. They both drop them. Interior Addams family house. Gomez and Morticia's room, same. The couple prepare for bed.
What a glorious evening.
Rain.
Gomez opens the window to see the storm as the baby falls right into his outstretched arms. He turns to face Morticia holding the baby, fear on his face.
Cara mia!
Oh dear.
Exterior Addams family house, same. The cannonball bounces off of Lurch's head. He doesn't even miss a beat with his fumigating. Lurch groans. Interior Addams family house lounge later. Gomez and Morticia sit holding the baby, talking to their kids.
Children, why do you hate the baby?
Fester looks on from a nearby chair. We don't hate him. We just want to play with him.
Especially his head.
Do you think that we love the baby more than you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you think when a new baby arrives, another child has to die?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's just not true.
Grandmama sighs and resumes knitting.
Not anymore. It's just sibling rivalry, Gomez. Do you remember what we were like?
Fester crosses to his brother.
I hated you.
I despised you.
Fester sits on the arm of the couch telling this lovely family story.
I choked him until he lost consciousness and had to be put on a respirator.
Gomez beams.
I tied him to a tree and pulled out 4 of his permanent teeth.
Fester looks proud of what he's about to share.
When he was asleep, I opened his skull and removed his brains.
You did?
Fester cackles before reaching out for a hug.
Brother!
Gomez stands and smiles.
Brother!
Gomez grabs Fester and throws him across the room. With the inhuman speed, Gomez grabs a table full of knives and sends them flying after Fester towards the wall. Fester hits the wall, upside down, and the knives slap in shortly after him, pinning Fester there. Gomez turns his back and throws 5 more, haloing Fester's head. Fester couldn't be happier.
Children, you see?
Fester laughs. Interior Addams family house, Fester's home. Later that night, Fester lays alone in bed reading Strange Men and the Women Who Avoid Them. He finishes a passage and drops the book looking sorrowful. He closes the book and turns off the light. Interior Addams family house attic the next day. A large guillotine is set up, Wednesday standing in front of it.
Death. Death to the enemies of the Republic.
Pugsley drops the blade, which cleaves a watermelon in 2.
Hurrah! Justice is served. Bring forward the evil one.
Wednesday raises the blade again. La Marseille plays as Pugsley wheels in the baby, dressed in a fancy dress and bonnet. Pugsley unfastens the baby and lifts him into face Wednesday.
You have betrayed the people of France. You are evil incarnate. How do you plead?
Pugsley holds the baby in front of his face. Guilty. Wednesday
Guilty,
turns to
but
face.
guilty by her own admission. The sentence is death. Executioner, place her on the block.
Pugsley lays the baby down onto the old wooden bench before sliding his head into the guillotine hole perched dangerously underneath the blade.
1, 2.
Children,
Morticia yells from downstairs.
what are you doing?
Playing.
Playing.
3.
Wednesday drops the blade. It plummets heavily towards the baby. The baby lifts a tiny hand and catches the blade between his little fingers, looking questioningly to Wednesday. Wednesday sighs.
Woe to the Republic.
Exterior Addams family cemetery night. Gomez and Morticia sit on a stone bench.
Look at you. Midnight, moonlight, surround.
It's been too long.
The couple move close to kiss, but are interrupted by...
Do it!
Hold him still! A gunshot! Glass shatters!
You missed.
The couple smile and move to kiss again, only to once again be interrupted by...
Here, catch.
I don't want him! More glass breaks.
1 house, 3 children, so many windows.
My darling, it's you I'm worried about. The stress, all this squabbling.
Oh, I'll be fine. I'm just like any modern woman trying to have it all, a loving husband, a family. It's just I wish I had more time to seek out the dark forces and join the hellish crusade. That's all.
You can. You shall. So it must be.
More glass breaks.
But how?
Interior Addams family house living room the next day. Miranda sits cross-legged on a wicker chair.
Children, as your new nanny, I know that we're all concerned about the environment. So this morning, let's discuss how to prevent forest fires.
Wednesday and Pugsley sit at almost a small judge's table.
Prevent them?
Wednesday lights a large match. Interior Addams family house living room later. Irene, another nanny, sits in the same chair.
All right, children, I've had it up to here. Now you just answer me one simple question. Where is that baby?
Which part?
Interior Addams family house living room, later still. Jane sits in the chair in old-timey nurse's clothes with a small blonde puppet on her hand.
Hello, kitties. I'm Polly the puppet. What shall we do today? I know. Let's clean our rooms.
Wednesday and Pugsley sit stoic, then Wednesday raises a doll of her own. It's the devil.
Hello, Polly. I'll clean my room in exchange for your immortal soul.
The puppet rubs its hands together hungrily. Interior Addams family house entryway later. A loud pounding is heard on the door. Lurch opens it, revealing Debbie, blonde and clad in white, who sweeps inside.
Hi, Addams residence.
She quickly glances around the room.
Oh, it's cold
She notices Lurch.
and big.
Lurch arches an eyebrow.
Lurch.
Debbie turns.
Hi, I'm Debbie Jelinski from the agency.
Agency? But they claimed no one else was available. They suggested a Doberman.
Surprise! I've been out of town. Are you the mom?
I am Mrs. Addams.
I love your dress. It's so tight.
Thank you. Gomez.
Morticia glides down the remaining stairs towards her husband, who's just walked in.
I believe we may have a new nanny, Miss Jelinski.
Deb,
Debbie steps forward to shake his hand.
isn't he a lady killer?
Acquitted.
I'll show you all my references so you know I'm not a homicidal maniac.
Of course you're not.
You're far too young.
Above, Wednesday and Pugsley watch.
Welcome to our home. There's a belfry, a swamp, and a dungeon down below.
Higher still, Fester looks on, instantly enamored.
Cable.
Of course.
Fester can't take his eyes off her.
Debbie.
He's beside himself. Interior Addams family house, baby's room later. Debbie sits with Gomez and Morticia.
Aw, is that the little critter?
Oh no, this is our baby.
He's adorable. He's perfect. What's his name?
It was agony. We went through all the usual baby names.
Lucifer,
Benito.
Mao.
Then we came to our senses. Something a child could live with.
Pubert.
Pubert. I like it. It's filthy.
Debbie extends her hand.
May I?
Your dress. Is it flammable?
You've had your shots? Measles? Mumps? Rabies?
Debbie shakes her head, yes. Gomez and Morticia share a look. Gomez hands her Pubert.
Oh, I just adore little babies. I just sort of squeeze them until there's not a breath left in their little tiny bodies.
Gomez and Morticia share another look. Have they found the right one?
Hello, Pubert. I love you.
Interior Addams family house attic later. A powerful flame approaches a Cabbage Patch Kids doll. The carnage is interrupted by a knock at the door. The children turn off their torches and raise their welding helmets.
Children, this is Miss Jelinski, our new nanny.
Gomez and Morticia enter with Debbie.
What do we say?
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Debbie crouches in front of the pair.
Look at you, all cooped up in this house with a new baby. It's not easy, is it?
No.
Why, I bet you wish it was sometimes just the two of you.
Wednesday
Or
glances up
less.
at her.
Or less.
Well, don't you worry. Everything is going to be just fine.
Debbie stands to face Gomez and Morticia. Suddenly, Thing jumps up onto her shoulder, massaging it.
Thing, stop that.
He likes you.
Gomez chuckles. Debbie thinks for a moment before picking up one of Thing's fingers, sucks the tip, and gives it a little kiss. Thing stiffens and falls off.
I'm good with my hands.
Interior Addams family house entryway later. Debbie enters with Gomez and Morticia.
What a wonderful family. Although, there's one fella I haven't met yet.
Fester pokes his head out next to the stairs. Debbie waves seductively. Fester drops quickly out of sight.
Your nephew?
My brother.
No.
Fester, come out here.
Fester pokes his head out again.
He's very shy.
Fester stands. Still the stairs between him and the group.
Fester, this is Miss Jelinski, our new nanny.
Hello, Fester.
Fester can't utter a single cohesive word. Instead, he babbles a bit.
These Adam men, where do you find them?
It has to be Dan.
I can't wait.
Debbie turns to face them.
I'll start first thing tomorrow.
Without warning, Hubert drops into Gomez's arms.
Why not tonight?
He looks up, seeing Wednesday and Pugsley, who share a look. Cut to interior Addams family house, Debbie's room that night. Debbie lays down in the threadbare bed underneath a single light.
Good night, Debbie.
Oh, good night.
Scream if you need anything.
Interior Addams family house, Fester's room later. Fester lays tucked into bed, Gomez sitting next to him.
So, we've hired Miss Jelinski?
She's a gem, don't you think?
She's perfect.
Oh, Fester. I'm such a lucky man. I hope that one day you'll know the indescribable joy of having children and paying someone else to raise them.
First, wouldn't I have to get married?
Oh, you're just a boy. There's plenty of time. You'll meet someone very special. Someone who won't press charges.
I like that.
You rascal.
Gomez moves to leave, feeling a magazine beneath the sheets.
Oh, and what's this?
Gomez opens the magazine and unfolds a centerfold. Gomez and Fester look at the photo and sigh, reminiscing. Interior Addams family house, Debbie's room. Later that night, a storm rages outside as Debbie lies awake, watching America's most disgusting unsolved crimes. Debbie snacks on a box of chocolates.
Tonight on America's Most Disgusting Unsolved Crimes, we investigate the case of Ursula.
The program shows an image of Debbie with different hair.
Carmen.
Another image of Debbie, another hairstyle.
And Nadine.
A third image of Debbie with red hair.
3 very different women with one thing in common.
The host turns dramatically to another camera.
Murder! And they're all the same woman. She's known by the police as the Black Widow. She mates, then she kills. She investigates wealthy men.
Across the floor, Debbie's research, all on Fester. The cover of Forbes, articles titled Eccentric Bachelors Among Nation's Richest and Large, Loony, and Loaded. The Fester Addams story.
Gaining their trust and their love. And finally, she marries them. Then on the wedding night, she kills them. Their deaths appear to be accidental. After the funeral, she disappears, cash in hand.
Debbie looks pleased with herself.
But the money never lasts. And soon the Black Widow is hungry again.
Debbie scowls and looks to the nightstand. Only $3.61 remains.
Hungry for cash. Hungry for love. A mistress of disguise, she's eluded the authorities for years.
Debbie has photos pinned up in various disguises.
Who is she? And what seemingly innocent pose will she next assume?
An image of Kathy Lee Gifford.
All we can say is, bachelors beware.
Thunder rips through the night in Hubert's room. The baby belches fire. Interior Addams family house, entryway the next morning. Hubert crawls across the floor as a large anvil hangs overhead. Pugsley on the rope, ready to drop it. Down goes the anvil. Before it can impact, Debbie saunters up and scoops up Hubert calmly, walking away before the anvil smashes through the floor. Gomez and Morticia come down the stairs, meeting Debbie halfway.
We'll be going out for most of the morning. All of the important numbers, police, fire department, morgue.
The couple descend the stairs.
Fester, come along.
Fester scurries down the stairs, almost afraid to even look at Debbie.
Goodbye, Fester.
Say goodbye to Debbie.
Fester scurries back.
Have fun.
The front door closes. Interior Addams family house office later. Hubert lays face first on the floor while Debbie pores over documents.
Fester Addams. My. Stocks and bonds. Deeds. Gold.
Debbie hears a noise from an old suit of armor. She looks back to the documents.
Treasury bills. IRAs.
Another squeak.
What a strange old house. So drafty. It's really no place for children.
Debbie notices Wednesday hiding against one of the walls, painted to match it. Wednesday's eyes open.
No place at all.
Wednesday closes her eyes. Interior Addams family house, baby's room later. Debbie's hands are busy in the crib.
Still, you little brat.
Wednesday enters the doorway, arms crossed.
He's not a brat.
Debbie whirls, startled.
Of course not. He's an adorable little baby.
Fine. Rub it in.
We're getting him all ready for a nice little walk. Would you like to come?
Are you really a nanny?
What a question.
Why did you come here?
Why, to take care of you. All of you.
Especially my uncle?
The words hang in the air before Wednesday turns to leave. Debbie stands, thinking of her options. Interior Addams family house living room later.
I shouldn't be telling you this. They swore me to secrecy.
Debbie sits talking to Gomez and Morticia.
The little angels. But they want to go. It's all they talked about all morning. They're just afraid to ask you. They're afraid you'll think they don't love you.
Poor things. It is a bizarre request.
It's horrifying.
They have their hearts set on it. I knew you want to be concerned. Caring parents.
Oh, Gomez, what shall we do?
How can we say no?
Don't even mention it. Just do it. I'm sure they'll deny everything.
Gomez and Morticia share a look.
They want to go. God love them.
Gomez and Morticia sigh.
Summer camp.
Summer camp.
Smash cut to summer camp. Exterior camp, Chippewa gates later. The Addams car enters the wooden gates of the camp.
Camp Chippewa. How charming.
What's a Chippewa?
An old Indian word.
It means orphan.
Exterior camp, Chippewa later. The Addams family stand clearly uncomfortable. Gomez puffs on his trademark cigar.
Fresh air and the scent of pine.
Gomez gets an idea and pulls out a cigar for Pugsley.
Wednesday, look at all of the other children. Their freckles, their bright little eyes, their eager, friendly smiles. Help them.
Gomez lights Pugsley's cigar. A blonde girl, Amanda, approaches them. Hey, were you that one selling Girl Scout cookies without using actual Girl Scouts?
Hi, I'm Amanda Buckman. Why are you dressed like that?
Like what?
Like you're going to a funeral. Why are you dressed like somebody died?
Wait.
Amanda gets uncomfortable as her parents approach.
Hi, Don Buckman.
He shakes Gomez's hand.
Isn't this place something else? Very exclusive.
Really?
It has to be extra special to get in. Gifted, exceptional. Our Amanda's already skipped 2 grades. How about your boy?
Gomez throws his arms around Pugsley, proud.
Probation.
We just love Chippewa. Amanda couldn't wait. It's all she's talked about. She's got a whole new wardrobe. And this little lady?
Wednesday is at that very special age when a girl has only one thing on her mind.
Ellen bends down to face Wednesday.
Boys?
Homicide.
Ellen is disturbed as the whistle blows. Enter the loudest camp counselors.
Attention! Hey, listen up, everybody. I'm Gary Granger.
And I'm Becky Martin Granger.
The two campers applaud, except the Addams family, or the campers.
We're the owners and directors here at Camp Chippewa, America's foremost facility for privileged young adults.
And we're all here to learn, to grow, and just plain have fun.
Because that's what being privileged is all about.
They jump and cheer as Wednesday takes a swig of poison. Kids gather, seeing friends they haven't seen since last summer. A nerdy kid, Joel, stands with his parents.
I don't think I like it here.
Oh, will you stop already? Do you know how dirty you are?
Please leave him alone.
I can't breathe.
Joel pulls out an inhaler and takes a puff.
Oh, stop it. Stand up straight.
This is why he's always sick.
Don't start with me.
Joel locks eyes with Wednesday from across the field as Pugsley ties his neck in a noose. Wednesday and Joel can't look away from each other. Yep. Interior family house, baby's room. Debbie sits reading to Hubert.
Everyone at the ball turned and stared at Cinderella. Who is that beautiful woman? Everyone asked. Even Prince Charming noticed the new arrival. Who are you? He asked Cinderella.
There's a creak from behind her. Fester stands in the doorway. Debbie clearly knows he's there.
My name is Cinderella, she said to the prince. Could you tell me who that man over by the punch bowl, that fascinating man, that oddly sensual man, that man that makes me quiver under my bodice, that bald man?
Fester gasps and leaves. Debbie smiles, clearly pleased with herself. Interior Addams family house parlor, later. Gomez plays darts, launching them on a board held by Lurch. Fester enters the room flustered.
She's driving me wild.
Who?
A dart flies towards Lurch, who catches it in the board.
Debbie!
Debbie?
Thing tenses with each thrown dart.
Even the sound of her name, Debbie, isn't it beautiful? She makes me think of vinyl chemicals.
Truly, Fester? Has it happened at last?
I don't know. I think so.
Gomez launches another dart that starts ricocheting around the room.
All these years, I've watched you and Morticia through windows, through doorways, keyholes.
The dart connects with the board. Another bullseye.
I've been so happy for you, but I must confess I've been jealous too. I dreamed that someday there might be someone for me.
There's Thing.
Thing shakes on the fireplace. I don't want to know what Thing is thinking in this moment.
I know, but I want more.
Gomez throws again. The dart curving before hitting the bullseye.
Legs, elbows, a head.
2 legs?
Another dart flies and bullseye.
Dare I ask Debbie to dinner? What if she says no? What if she says yes?
Esther grabs Gomez, pleading with his brother.
Oh, Gomez, if I ask her, would you come? You and Morticia?
Of course!
Gomez slaps an arm over Fester's shoulder and the two walk away. Gomez launches the last dart over his shoulder. Lurch turns, having just set down the board, and catches the last dart in his mouth. Then he swallows it. Cut 2. Exterior Camp Chippewa Lake, later. Gary blows a whistle aggressively.
Life-saving.
Gary stands on the dock between 2 lines of campers. Boys on one side, girls on the other.
Now we're all top-notch swimmers. Now we show our stuff and earn those certificates.
Gary jumps for joy. Kids are dressed in matching blue and pink swimsuits, save for Wednesday, Pugsley, and Joel. The Addams in black and Joel in plaid.
How about our first little pair of life-saving buddies? Amanda, Wednesday?
The pair walk towards Gary.
Is that your bathing suit?
Is that your overbite?
Now one of you will be the drowning victim. The other one gets to be our lifesaver.
Amanda steps forward.
I'll be the victim.
All your life.
I'm going to be an actress.
Brava. Now jump in, swim out a few yards, and start drowning.
Cool. Help me, I'm drowning. All right, can we take a pause for a minute?
Okay, hey, all right. Amanda jumps in and does just that. She starts treading water.
Help me, I'm drowning.
Gary looks expectantly at Wednesday, who doesn't move.
Help me, I'm dying.
Amanda takes a breath and falls beneath the surface.
I can't swim.
Gary looks at Wednesday as a few bubbles float to the surface. Interior Cavern Bistro night. A tango is played, the strings filling the beautiful restaurant. Sitting at a small table are Gomez, Morticia, Fester, and Debbie. Everyone seems relaxed, save Fester, who's in the process of shoving an entire roll of bread into his mouth.
This is our favorite bistro. We've been coming here for years.
Of course, it has been redone.
You're in a literal cave lit by candelabras, Morticia.
Oh, it's just lovely. Isn't it, Fester?
Fester looks like a deer in headlights.
Fester?
Fester removes the roll from his mouth and offers it to Debbie. She takes it and smiles awkwardly.
It's a quaint French custom, sharing half-eaten bread.
Fester is truly continental. He spent many years abroad.
He speaks 12 languages fluently.
I could tell. When I first saw him, I thought he was from Europe.
You did?
It's true.
But I took a bath.
Interior cabin, bistro, restroom later. Debbie and Morticia are primping in the mirror.
Fester's really a wonderful man. He's just terribly shy.
Really? I just can't tell. Does he even like me at all?
Of course he does. He vomited.
Debbie wipes at a wet spot on her collar.
That's true. Does he always do that with women that he likes?
Oh no, just you.
Interior cavern bistro, same time. Fester and Gomez are back at the table.
You think she minded?
Of course not. She adores you.
I'm making such a mess of things, Gomez. How do you do it? How can I be like you? How can I be suave?
Gomez takes a puff of his cigar.
Woo her. Admire her. Make her feel like she's the most sublime creature on earth.
Yes, that's it.
Gomez shakes his head. Yes, it's just that simple. Morticia and Debbie return to the table.
We're back. Noses powdered.
Gomez stands to pull out Morticia's chair. Fester springs up and does the same, albeit a little clumsy.
Perfection achieved. We are the luckiest brothers on earth. We are unworthy of such splendor, undeserving of such radiance.
Morticia smiles, as does Debbie. Gomez looks to Fester, expecting him to continue. It takes Fester longer than it should to realize this.
Oh, that's right. We should have ugly girls.
Fester smiles, thinking he nailed it. Violin strings cut through the air, stirring Gomez. Gomez drops his cigar to the table, removes his coat, and crosses to Morticia, extending a hand. He lifts her to the center of the room as they prepare to tango. Gomez kisses up Morticia's arm and down the other side. They begin an incredibly passionate tango across the room, never missing a beat. The two break and Morticia flirts with another man sitting there. Gomez sees this and spins Morticia across the room, her path lighting a flame. She's stopped by Gomez, who catches her. At the table, Debbie feels a tap on her shoulder. She turns to see Fester with a big grin on his face and two breadsticks shoved up his nose. Gomez and Morticia continue dancing. A sultry woman lifts a long Cigarette, and Gomez can't help but stop to light it. Morticia whips Gomez, who starts cartwheeling and flipping across the room. Gomez pulls a tablecloth off a table and starts whipping it around himself like a matador. Morticia picks up clamshells and starts clicking them like castanets. Morticia puts the shells down before grabbing a knife off the table and setting it towards Gomez. He catches the blade in his mouth and grins. He loves this woman. He throws the knife into the ground as they dance back towards each other. At the table, Fester has removed one of the breadsticks. As Debbie looks back at him, he flounders to get them both back in, as if this is his best move. Gomez starts spinning Morticia to the ground. He picks her back up and kisses her with such passion that every bottle of champagne in the restaurant pops open. Exterior Camp Chippewa cabin, same time. The girls' cabin sit around a flashlight telling ghost stories. Amanda is telling a story wearing a nighttime retainer.
And then the ghost said, "And I will haunt you forever."
The girls let out a vaguely enthusiastic scream, more scared in concert than anything else. Amanda shines the flashlight at Wednesday, who's in bed reading.
Wednesday, you have to continue the ghost story.
This is dumb.
Well, if you can't do it.
Wednesday closes the book and sits up, facing the girls.
And so, the next night, the ghost returned to the haunted cabin, and he said to the campers, "None of you really believe in me, so I'll have to prove my power." And the next morning, when the campers woke up, all of their old noses had grown back.
The girls scream in genuine terror. Wednesday is proud of herself. Exterior Addams family cemetery later that night. Fester and Debbie walk through the cold graveyard. After a moment, Debbie throws herself dramatically against a headstone, posing like a romance novel.
Oh, Fester, how you must hate me.
What?
Here you are, a debonair man of the world. How I must bore you.
Oh, never.
The pair approach a bench and sit.
Fester, before we go any further, I have a confession. Something I must tell you. I'm a virgin.
You are?
Yes.
Fester thinks for a beat.
What's that?
It's someone who's never experienced physical love.
Oh,
He thinks another beat.
you mean with another person?
She nods, yes.
Then, Debbie, I must confess, too.
Debbie looks shocked.
I too, as well. I am one, too.
Debbie looks shocked.
You?
Yes.
But with your looks, your charm, women must follow you everywhere.
Store detectives.
Oh, Fester, I have always dreamed of meeting someone untouched, someone pure, someone just like you.
You'll meet him.
And I dreamed that when I met him that we would wait until our wedding night to give ourselves to one another, to make the ultimate sacrifice.
A goat?
Until now, I thought it was impossible, but Fester Addams, I love you.
You do?
Please, I have to know how you feel about me.
I love you.
Fester drops to his knee and holds her hand.
I worship you. I'd do anything for you. I'd pay.
Fester!
Debbie!
They hug. Fester then awkwardly lays his head against her chest. Interior Addams family house, baby's room, same time. Gomez and Morticia stand over Pubert's crib.
Look at him.
So peaceful.
Pubert snores slightly, wearing a Hannibal Lecter-style bite mask.
This evening, as I watched Fester and Debbie, I kept my fingers crossed. I hoped.
I prayed.
Let them fall in love.
Let them know happiness.
Let them adopt.
The door to the room flies open, and in scurries Fester, full of joy and possibly gas. Definitely joy, though.
Gomez, Morticia, great news! Something impossible! A miracle!
The rash!
It's gone.
I'm engaged!
Debbie walks in beaming. She shows off a large diamond ring.
That ring.
It was our mother's. She was buried with it.
With a smile and a clap of thunder, Debbie hoists a dirty shovel to her side, still fresh from the graveyard. Thunder and lightning rips through the sky. Interior Camp Chippewa cabin, same. Wednesday's eyes open. Something is wrong. Interior Camp Chippewa cabin the next morning. Gary and Becky enter the cabin, holding up letters from home.
Mail call. Addams.
Gary drops a letter onto Wednesday's bed. She picks up the letter as Pugsley plays with his slingshot.
Barkley, Castleman, Calloway, Dexter, Donman, Edwards, Evans, Finley, Fisher, Framingham.
Wednesday opens and reads the letter.
Oh no.
What is it?
This is unspeakable.
Is something wrong, Wednesday? Bad news?
It's the worst news ever in the history of human events.
Wednesday turns to Pugsley.
Uncle Fester is getting married.
A wedding, but that's great news.
To whom?
The nanny.
Get out of the cabin. I mean, I'll kill myself. The help? Seriously gross.
I'm sure she's a very nice lady.
I think
I'm sure she's a very nice lady.
that's disgusting. Their whole family is like some weird medical experiment. I think they're like circus people.
What did you say? Becky claps twice.
Tempers, group hug.
The girl campers gather from their beds and start the group hug. Wednesday and Pugsley stand apart. Gary smiles, breaks from the hug, and moves to the pair.
Wednesday, Pugsley.
Gary puts a hand on Pugsley's shoulder.
Will a hug hurt us?
We don't hug.
Becky crosses and rests a hand on Wednesday's shoulder.
Oh, they're just shy.
We're not shy.
We're contagious.
The counselors retract their hands.
I'm sensing some friction here. Something not quite Chippewa.
The campers nod their heads.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, no problemo. All they need are good friends, good fun, and a little time in the Harmony Hut.
Cut to the Harmony Hut. Later. This is hell. Cutesy cutesy motivational posters everywhere. Too many teddy bears. Wednesday and Pugsley sit on a white wicker couch. How long do we have to stay in here?
Until we crack.
The door to the hut opens and Joel is pushed inside by Gary.
Have fun.
The door closes.
What are you in for?
I wouldn't go horseback riding.
That's all?
And I wouldn't build a birdhouse.
Why not?
Joel holds up A Brief History of Time by Stephen Hawking.
I just wanted to read.
The door opens and Gary shoots in, snatching the book.
Not on my time, Four Eyes.
And leaves, shutting the door behind him. As the latch locks, Joel's eyes land on a poster that fills him with dread and fear. Michael Jackson's Heal the World. He screams.
Ah!
Exterior Camp Chippewa fence night. Wednesday and Pugsley, dressed like ninjas, sneak towards the fence.
Hurry up.
I'm coming. Pugsley starts to give Wednesday a leg up.
Wait, be careful.
Joel runs up to them, dressed normally.
Tetanus.
Joel pulls out a multi-tool and starts clipping through the fence. A siren wails and a spotlight finds the trio. They turn to see Amanda leading Gary and Becky along with the Preppy cult flashlights blazing.
There they are. I saw them sneak out.
Campers pull off Wednesday and Pugsley's masks.
Children, what do you think you're doing?
We have to see our family. It's very important.
More important than a summer of fun? More important than making new friends? More important than sharing?
Joel Glicker, I'm surprised it's you.
I have to get out of here. I have allergies.
Oh, you're allergic to sunshine, archery, and crafts?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Got my zone. I think they should be punished. Punished. Punished.
Amanda starts chanting. The other campers join in.
No,
Punished. Sorry.
no. We are not here to punish. We are here to inspire.
Children, do you know what I think our little ninja friends might need? Do you know what might turn their sad, wasted lives right on around?
What?
Gary pulls a guitar out of his ass and strums it.
Kumbaya, my lord. Kumbaya.
The counselors and Colt keep singing the song, pushing the trio against the fence. A wolf howls in the distance. Wednesday holds the fence, afraid. Interior Addams family house parlor next day. Morticia leads Debbie into the room full of Addams women.
Now, Debbie, have you met everyone?
Margaret comes through the crowd, still happily involved with the family and pushing a bassinet.
Morticia.
Margaret.
They kiss cheeks.
Margaret, this is our bride-to-be.
Welcome to our family. I can't tell you what it's meant joining the Addams clan. Have you met my husband, Cousin It?
Cousin It?
We've been so happy, and just as little Pubert arrived, we were blessed with our own little bundle of joy.
Margaret lifts the lid on her coffin bassinet to reveal her baby, a mini Cousin It, all fur, sucking a pacifier. Margaret looks to Debbie and Morticia.
What?
Oh, I didn't say anything.
That's the baby's nickname. What? From the optician.
Isn't he precious?
We've had offers.
Interior Addams family house smoking room. Gomez has the Addams men gathered to give Fester a bachelor party.
For he's a jolly good fellow, which nobody can deny.
You guys are the best bunch of friends a fellow could hope for. What a party.
And now for the pièce de résistance.
Gomez gestures and Lurch brings out a large multi-tiered cake.
Ta-da!
Nothing happens. Gomez walks closer.
Ta-da!
Still nothing. Gomez walks over to the cake and lifts the top tier, looking inside. Smoke billows out.
That poor girl. Lurch, was she in there before you baked?
Oh. Apologetically, Gomez puts the lid back on.
It's people flute.
C'est la vie.
The room laughs. Exterior Camp Chippewa Lake, same time. Joel and Wednesday sit on a bench looking out over the water.
Are you really allergic?
Uh-huh. To almost everything.
No, you're not.
Am too. I can't have dairy products or wear wool or drink fluoridated water. You know what happens if my mom used fabric softener?
What?
I die.
Wednesday scoots towards Joel. Interior Camp Chippewa Infirmary that night. Joel and Wednesday move in the dark.
Where are you?
Over here,
Where?
by the skeleton.
Just got a message inside my cutlet?
I need to ask you something.
What?
Do you believe in the existence of evil?
Well, did you meet my mom?
My Uncle Fester's about to get married to this woman in a white uniform.
A radiologist?
A nanny. We have to go to the wedding. I have a pass. Want to come?
You mean like a date?
No.
I'd love to.
Superior. Addams family house courtyard a few days later. Lurch plays on the organ to the collected masses of Addams. Fester stands at the altar. Wednesday drops flower petals. Pugsley walks with Thing on a pillow holding the ring. Lurch changes to the wedding march. Comes down the aisle. She arrives to Fester and Cousin Ib begins officiating. Gomez and Morticia hold hands at its romantic words.
I, Fester Addams, do hereby declare my undying love. I will worship you forever. I will devote my every waking moment to your happiness alone.
Debbie is clearly uncomfortable as Fester starts crying. Grandmama holds Pubert in the crowd.
Oh, that's nice.
Henceforth, I am your eternal and helpless slave.
Nice.
Debbie turns to face it.
Ditto.
Smash cut to exterior Addams family house later. Fester and Debbie leave amidst a tunnel of Addams all cheering and celebrating. Lurch pulls up in the Addams limo dragging cans and a body behind. Gomez opens the door for the newlyweds.
You're going to have a wonderful life together.
Yes, I am.
Come, darling, let's see who the next happy bride is.
Debbie unenthusiastically throws the bouquet into the crowd of single ladies who swarm like piranhas. Inexplicably, the bouquet ends up in Wednesday's hands. Joel looks shocked.
Now you have to get married.
It's not binding.
Ramp.
She's a child. Rude. The crowd cheers. The couple off as Gomez shuts the door and the limo drives away. Interior Hawaiian honeymoon suite bathroom days later. Fester sits happily in a large bubble bath.
The key ingredient to a successful Hawaiian honeymoon is romantic music.
Debbie clicks on a loud boombox plugged in with several extension cords. She turns on romantic music.
I ordered this cassette from Time Life. 5,000 of the world's most romantic melodies.
It's superb. What do you call this?
Number 438.
She whips a cord over to her, ensuring the stereo won't unplug.
So, do you like romantic living?
I do so far.
I love romantic living. Oh, Fester, how much do you love me?
With all my soul.
Would you do anything for me?
Anything.
Would you die for me?
Yes.
Promise.
And Debbie pitches the stereo into the tub, electricity crackling throughout Fester's body.
Ah!
All the bulbs on the mirror burst with the power surge as one flies unbroken into the tub.
Ah!
The lights go dark. Debbie stands there for a beat, pleased with herself.
Pumpkin?
A glow comes from the tub as Fester holds a bulb in his mouth. The bulb glowing, Fester grins.
Muffin?
Interior Hawaiian honeymoon suite later. Debbie sits in bed watching TV. Fester enters. Fester wears a large robe.
Darling, I know you're nervous. So am I.
He removes the robe, standing there in his nightshirt, and starts crawling into bed.
I'm not nervous. I'm upset.
Because of the bathtub?
Fester tries to take the remote from her, but Debbie is pissed. Her plan didn't work. Fester thinks she's playing hard to get.
That was an accident.
I know.
I'm fine.
I know.
Don't give it another thought.
He flops his head into her lap.
Don't be frightened. This is new to me as it is to you.
Debbie is pissed at just the thought of having to sleep with Fester.
Have you really never had sex?
Never.
Debbie thinks for a moment.
Then how do you know we're not having it right now?
Sweetheart, we'll be just like Gomez and Morticia. Pretend we're at home, in my room, Granny down the hallway, lurch by the door.
Oh my God.
Debbie hangs her head, realizing what she married into.
Please, what is it? What do you need?
Debbie's plan shifts, then she faces Fester.
Only you, my dearest.
She flips Fester to the bed and climbs on top of him.
Really?
Fester, I'm ready. Just one thing.
Gomez told me, no giggling.
And?
No hand puppets?
And?
What?
After we made love, you can never see your family again.
Unless I never see my family again?
Otherwise, I could never really enjoy myself. I could never give myself completely.
What?
Yes, if I picture them in our lives, I know I could never achieve,
Never?
Don't you love me?
Of course.
Don't you want me?
Yes.
Debbie kisses him.
Never. Stud.
Fester is unsure until Debbie touches him. You know where. Penis. All over his brown chicken and brown cow.
Whoa.
Fester starts leaning back to the bed. Interior Addams family house, baby's room later. Gomez cracks an egg into a large brandy snifter, along with some Tabasco and vodka.
Brown chicken, brown cow.
It's so odd we haven't heard from Fester and Debbie.
Been almost a week, hasn't it, little fellow?
Hubert groans from the crib.
Too much fun at the reception?
Gomez pours the mixture into a bottle and hands it to Hubert, who wears shades.
Hair of the pup?
Exterior Camp Chippewa later. An arrow hits the bullseye. Becky and Gary jump with joy.
Excellent, Amanda.
Thank you.
Next.
Amanda turns and hands the bow to Joel. Joel tries to draw an arrow as Wednesday reads from a letter.
Dear Wednesday and Pugsley, I love you dearly, but I can never see you again.
Joel drops the arrow, massively struggling.
Glicker, go!
Joel just throws the arrow into the ground, frustrated. He turns and hands the bow to Pugsley.
Good try.
When you are grown up and very lonely, you will understand. Love, Uncle Fester. He's a dead man.
Gary leans forward, impatient.
Go!
Pugsley aims skyward and fires, striking a bird in the chest with a screech. A massive eagle falls in front of Gary and Becky.
It's an American bald eagle.
Aren't they extinct?
They are now.
Exterior airport later. A driver stands next to a hearse, waiting for a pickup.
Mrs. Addams?
Debbie approaches.
Yes.
Your hearse. Where's the body?
She points back.
He's right. He's right there.
But he's alive.
Tell me about it.
Fester walks down the runway carrying all of the bags, multiple lays around his neck. Exterior airport car lot later. Debbie moves to get in the car while Fester loads the bags. He finishes and crosses to her, her irritation apparent.
Fester, we may be together for a very long time.
All our lives, Karamia.
What?
Mon cher.
Speak English.
Pumpkin?
And if I have to be seen with you, we need to make some changes.
Changes?
Debbie peels out. Exterior Debbie's house later. Fester stands in an uncomfortable toupee, wearing more white than he ever has in his life. Not sure what to make of these changes. Meanwhile, Debbie yells at the movers.
Be careful! It's a credenza! Those are beautiful things! They're from catalogs! Fester! Get over here!
Fester rushes to his new shrill wife's side, constantly scratching his head.
It itches.
Don't touch it. Not until the scab falls off.
Pumpkin, do you think these clothes are really me?
Of course not. That's the point.
A mover approaches with a large oil painting of Debbie.
Where do you want this?
The second floor boudoir. And be careful.
I'm her husband.
Fester!
Give me a kiss.
Give me a 20. Watch it! That's a Queen Anne chandelier!
Interior Addams family house. Gomez in Morticia's room later. Gomez reads from a postcard.
Hawaii is wonderful. I wish you were here, and I can never see you again. P.S. Debbie says hi.
Gomez paces.
I don't understand. For weeks, not a word, and now this?
Darling, come to bed. He can't be serious.
Have I done something? Said something? Why does my brother despise me?
He adores you.
I'd do anything for him. At his request, I would rip out my eyes. At his command, I would crawl on my belly through hot coals and broken glass.
Why wait?
Has Fester gone mad?
This is all just some phase, post-honeymoon malaise. It's very common. Do you remember our honeymoon?
That glorious cruise.
No quarrels,
No cares.
no survivors.
Cara mia.
So, do you still desire me after all these years? The old ball and chain?
Forever.
I'll get them.
Gomez sighs, content. Exterior Camp Chippewa stage later. Gary and Becky address the campers.
Heads up, campers. The jamboree's only 2 weeks away, and you know what that means. Clean cabins.
Creating with clay and
Canoes.
canoes.
So we better get cracking, huh?
Behind the bleachers, Joel looks through trading cards with Wednesday and Pugsley.
Look at this. I got them. Schizos and serial killers. I have almost the whole entire series. I'm only missing Jack the Ripper and that Zodiac guy. Oh, but look.
Joel looks through the cards until he finds what he's looking for. A card seemingly with Debbie's picture holding a machine gun.
The Black Widow.
It might be Debbie.
At least 3 rich husbands, all dead.
I'll trade you.
For what?
Pugsley reaches into his pocket and pulls out a card. Amy Fisher. Back on stage, Gary and Becky have kept going.
Each year, we conclude our summer with a very special presentation. Book, music, and lyrics by
Gary Granger.
Only Amanda claps with Becky.
And this year, the old bean has come up with something pretty exciting. My own personal salute to the first Thanksgiving. Now, we have thought long and hard about choosing just the right little actress for the leading role of Sarah Miller, our beautiful and kindly pilgrim lady, and we have selected Amanda Buckman. And in the roles of her pilgrim pals, Lily, Jennifer, Tiffany, Misty, Michelle, and Melissa.
I think you mispronounced all those, Gary. They're Karen. Becky calms the colt before facing the most diverse bench at the camp with all kinds of kids.
But of course, not everyone can be a star. Let's not forget our cheery little Chippewas, Mordecai, Yang, Esther, Consuela, Erwin, and I'm still not sure how to pronounce this. Jamil?
Jamal?
Whatever. And as their leader in the secondary but still compellingly written role of Pocahontas, guess who we have in mind? Our own little brunette outcast, Wednesday Addams.
Wednesday looks over the back of the bleachers. They wanted to do what now? Oh, interior exterior Debbie's house later. Morticia's perfectly manicured red nail pushes the doorbell. It chimes, singing out the wedding march. The double doors open, and a small maid greets the Addams family.
We want to see Debbie and Fester.
The maid turns and shrugs.
Miss Debbie!
Deborah!
They enter the house, which looks like the Bizarro Addams house. Everything drips gaudy, bearing a beautiful house and chintz.
Gomez, where are we?
It looks familiar. Of course. The gates of hell.
Debbie comes to the top of the stairs wearing so much white and way too many feathers.
To my home.
Might we see my brother?
I never noticed before, but Lurch just straight up brought a raven in a big damn cage to the scene, and I respect that kind of goth energy.
No, he doesn't want to see any of you. Or that.
Debbie points to Pubert. He has a name. Person.
Why not?
Because he's in love. He's wrapped in a gossamer blanket of ecstasy, and he hates your guts.
But why?
Because you flaunted yourselves, your great love affair, you kept him a child. I've made him a man.
Hear this from his own lips.
His lips are busy.
Debbie looks to the floor and sees Fester cowering there.
You want to talk to these people?
Debbie?
Debbie grubs herself, flaunting her boobs to Fester.
Oh, go away!
That is not my brother!
Sorry.
You've enslaved him. You have placed Fester under some strange sexual spell. I respect that. But please, may we see him?
Don't even think about it.
You've gone too far. You have married Fester. You have destroyed his spirit. You have taken him from us. All that could be forgiven. But Debbie?
What?
Pastels?
Debbie is pissed.
Get out of my house. Hit the road, and if you ever show your faces around here again, I'll have you locked up for trying to visit. Right, Fezzy?
Right!
As the rest of the family leaves, Grandmama crosses to Debbie and raises the skull she brought. Grandma takes Debbie's hand.
Luxor, burst a barn!
Grandmama places the skull in Debbie's hand.
What is she doing?
Just a curse. Have a nice day.
Grandmama kisses the air and walks away, leaving Debbie confused. Interior 13th Precinct later, the Addams stand talking to the desk sergeant.
I demand justice! Someone has married my brother!
The desk sergeant is Nathan fucking Lane. Could not care less.
No.
She took him to Hawaii!
Get out of here.
They have moved into a large, expensive home where they make love constantly.
I hate when that happens.
Arrest her at once without delay.
Who?
Debbie, my brother's wife, the temptress of Waikiki.
Who are you? What are you? Who moved the rock?
Officer, you must issue a subpoena. I believe they own...
Gomez, no.
Buick!
Just leave. Leave quietly. Leave now. Don't make me call Ringling Brothers.
Has the planet gone mad? My brother, passion's hostage. I seek justice. Denied. I shall not submit. I shall conquer. I shall rise. My name is Gomez Addams, and I have seen evil.
Grandmama lifts the baby proudly.
I have seen horror.
Lurch waves.
I have seen the unholy maggots which feast in the dark recesses of the human soul.
There at camp.
I have seen all this, officer.
but until today, I have never seen you.
Oh, come on, Gomez. The Addams Family musical wasn't that bad.
Hook 'em, book 'em, cook 'em. Now!
Gomez is shocked. Interior passport office later. Debbie stands at the counter.
Next in line.
Yes, hi. I'd like to renew my passport, please. I'll be leaving the country very shortly.
Traveling alone.
Yes, I'll be a widow.
Exterior camp Chippewa stage later. An ass shakes in our faces as Becky leads the campers through the choreography.
Happy Turkey Day. Hunger pains will go away when you hear the pilgrims say, "It's Happy Turkey Day."
Gary slaps a child with his program for missing a step. Gary angrily stares at a camper who hasn't moved the entire song. Gary pulls her aside as Becky's attention falls on Amanda.
Look at you. Oh, Amanda, you look perfect. You're just the prettiest pilgrim I've ever seen. Gare, come and take a look at this.
Here they are.
Two preppy kids walk up with Wednesday, Pugsley, and Joel.
They were by the phone.
We were calling the FBI.
Uncle's in trouble. We were running a check.
You're late for your fittings.
I don't want to be in the pageant.
Don't you want to help me realize my vision?
Your work is puerile and under-dramatized. You lack any sense of structure, character, or the Aristotelian unities.
Young lady, I'm getting just a tad tired of your attitude problem.
Becky claps, getting attention.
Everyone, campers, I have a wonderful idea. Wednesday and Pugsley and young Mr. Glicker here, well, they just never quite latched on to the Chippewa spirit, nor have some of their little comrades.
She gestures to the other outcast campers, all dressed as Native Americans.
Isn't that sad?
Yes.
Yes.
Don't we just hate that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't we just wish they would die?
Yes.
Yeah.
We don't. But you know what we'll do with them? We're going to make an example. We are going to show that anyone, no matter how odd or pale or chubby, can still have a darn good time, whether they like it or not.
What are you going to do?
Interior Harmony Hut later. The three sit on the couch as Gary and Becky stand in front of them with a slew of movies.
Yes, indeedy, just the ticket. Bambi.
Lassie, come home.
The Little Mermaid.
Stop it.
Only a child.
Gary puts in the first tape.
Don't worry. We're getting out of here.
But it's Disney.
Gary and Becky nod. Wednesday braces herself as the big song from Sound of Music starts. That's not a Disney movie. What's that? It was Fox. Oh, guess it is now. Time lapses and the music fades into the theme from the Brady Bunch, followed by Tomorrow from Annie. Exterior Harmony Hut later. The door opens and a dazed Wednesday, Pugsley, and Joel emerge.
Well, good evening. Is there anything you'd like to say to everyone?
Yes.
And just what might that be?
Wednesday steps forward.
I'm not perky.
That's for damn sure.
But I want to be.
You do?
I want to smile and sing and dance and be Pocahontas in Gary's vision.
Oh, darling, do you really mean it?
And then Wednesday does something we've never seen from her. She struggles for a moment, but before calmly and seemingly genuinely smiling, the cult of campers gasp.
Isn't she pretty?
She's scaring me.
Oh, Gare.
Wednesday continues to smile. Interior Addams' house. Baby's room later.
Ah,
The door opens and the room looks completely different. Baby blue and lace everywhere.
stay back.
Gomez and Morticia stand in the doorway.
He's very sick.
Morticia and Gomez look into the crib and Pubert looks completely different. Blonde-haired and happy. Pubert giggles.
My baby.
Gomez faints. Interior Addams family house. Grandmama's workshop moments later. Grandmama performs a ritual over the baby.
Lumbar, Dyson, Pox and Thither, Crad, Brattle, Bone and Brine.
Pubert giggles again.
Bone and Brine.
Pubert coos.
Well, he's stubborn. It works on cats.
What are we going to do?
Is it hopeless?
Grandmama flips through her spell book before finding what she's looking for.
Here it is, chapter 18, Infant Possessions.
He's possessed?
Warning signs, severe alterations in appearance and personality. Such alterations can become permanent.
Permanent? Those golden curls?
Those rosy cheeks?
These
smile?
terrifying changes are often the result of a troubled family lifestyle. Separations.
Separations? You mean
Fester.
Bingo. This kid knows that something's not right around here. Unless Fester comes back, we're talking dimples.
not in this house?
He could stay this way for years, forever. He could become a lawyer.
I won't listen.
I know it's a dentist.
Mama, stop.
President.
To Rio, Grandmama. For the last day, to Rio. Gomez drops to his knees, pleading with any deity who will listen.
Please, I beg you, take me.
Gomez sobs. Exterior Camp Chippewa stage later. Gary and Becky stand on stage wearing Thanksgiving hats.
Each summer, we take this occasion to celebrate a seminal event in American history.
This year, we depict perhaps the most important day in our shared past, the first Thanksgiving.
The crowd of collected parents smile and nod.
A day for maize, the Native American word for corn, a terrific turkey dinner, and brotherhood. So, white meat and dark meat, take it away.
Kids move a large sign that reads, Gary Granger's, a turkey name's brotherhood. The most awkward stage show begins. Turkeys dance across the stage with vegetables until Pugsley, dressed as the biggest turkey, hits center stage. He poses as the opening chords to the song, Crescendo.
Eat us. Hey, it's Thanksgiving Day. Eat us. We make a nice buffet. We lost the race with Farmer Ed. Eat us, cause we're good and
dead.
White man and a red
man from east, north, or south.
Chop
Chop off our legs
and
put
put
'em
them
in your mouth.
Eat me.
Sauteed your barbecue.
Barbecue.
Eat me.
Once
We
were
once
pets,
were pets,
but now
we're
we're food.
Food.
We won't
Eat
stay
won't stay fresh for very long. So eat us before we finish this song. Eat us before we finish this song.
The parents are surprised with Pugsley's lyric, but enjoying it, I suppose. Interior Debbie's house later. Debbie sits looking at her reflection in the mirror, practicing her sobbing. She wears a large black veil.
Thank you. It was a senseless tragedy.
She lifts the veil. Debbie rises and adjusts a clock on a large bomb she has hidden inside a wrapped present. She activates it. The clock ticks. She slips the lid onto the box. Interior Debbie's house, first floor moments later. Debbie walks through the house with the large present, clearly working against time.
Angel, I'm going out just for a minute. I forgot the champagne.
Fester is hard at work in the kitchen making dinner.
Our 3-week anniversary. I'll go.
No, you're working hard enough. I'll just put our present on the table. Don't peek.
Fester runs in and sees the large gift.
Oh, please, what is it?
He's practically jumping for joy.
Is it string?
You never know.
Fester moves towards the box as Thing watches from the window.
Is it a dog toy?
Just you wait.
Fester picks up the box and shakes it, listening to it.
It's a bomb.
How did he guess? Was it ticking? I bet it was the ticking.
What?
Fester walks away from the gift.
I know. Wait for my birthday.
Debbie walks towards him and rests her hands on his face.
Esther, let me look at you. I want to remember you just this way.
What do you mean?
With a heel turn.
Rich, will you miss me?
But you'll be right back, won't you?
Debbie grabs 2 bags of luggage and heads to the door.
Of course.
Fester dances happily like a plane throughout the house.
Woo!
Exterior Camp Chippewa stage. Same. Amanda stands at the head of the table mid-play.
I'm so glad we invited the Chippewas to join us for this holiday meal.
Gary and Becky watch from the foot of the stage.
Remember, these savages are our guests. We must not be surprised at any of their strange customs. After all, they haven't had our advantages, such as fine schools, libraries full of books, shampoo.
The audience chuckles. Wednesday enters with the outcasts behind her.
How? I am Pocahontas, a Chippewa maiden.
Amanda's parents chuckle to themselves.
An Indian.
Enough said.
They chuckle like rich white racists, storming the Capitol.
And I am Running Bear, betrothed to Pocahontas in the play.
20 grand for summer camp, and he's Mr. Woo Woo.
We have brought a special gift for this holiday feast.
Pugsley enters in his turkey costume. I am a turkey. Kill me.
What a thoughtful gift. Why, you are as civilized as we, except we wear shoes and have last names. Welcome to our table, our new primitive friends.
Thank you, Sarah Miller. You're the most beautiful person I've ever seen. Your hair is the color of the sun. Your skin is like fresh milk, and everyone loves you.
Stop! Sit!
Wait.
What?
We cannot break bread with you.
Amanda's confused, glancing at Becky and Gary.
Huh? Becky, what's going on?
Wednesday.
You have taken the land which is rightfully ours. Years from now, my people will be forced to live in mobile homes on reservations. Your people will wear cardigans and drink highballs. We will sell our bracelets by the roadsides. You will play golf and enjoy hors d'oeuvres. My people will have pain and degradation. Your people will have stick shifts. The gods of my tribe have spoken. They have said, do not trust the pilgrims, especially Sarah Miller.
Amanda, breaking character, looks to Gary and Becky. Gary tries to jump on stage, held back by Becky.
Gary, she's changing the words.
And for all these reasons, I have decided to scalp you and burn your village to the ground.
Joel lets out a battle cry as the outcast campers go nuts. They start tearing apart the production. A camper zip lines in and captures Amanda, lighting the fake homes on fire. Amanda is tied to a large wooden stake.
Children? Campers!
Stop it, you're destroying my text.
Amanda screams as the outcasts tie her down. In the crowd, Joel flips the switch, dumping the whole top row of parents, is included, to the ground. Joel smiles wickedly and heads back to the stage. Pugsley shoves an apple in Amanda's mouth. Two of the campers launch flaming arrows at Gary and Becky. The campers also use hidden catapults to launch pilgrims into the lake. Amanda's parents are just starting to get the hint that this isn't part of the show.
I beg your pardon.
Do something!
Amanda's parents stand as massive pies slap into their faces. Wednesday looks at the chaos around her and starts towards Amanda, smiling. Wednesday reaches up and pulls a match from her headband. Amanda screams behind the apple. Wednesday lights the match. Cut to exterior Camp Chippewa stage. Minutes later, the outcasts all sit at the table waiting their meal. Next to the lake, two campers spin Gary and Becky over a campfire, slow roasting them. Wednesday and Joel sail in a canoe. Interior sailor bar. Moments later, Debbie sings with a cluster of sailors, including, "Holy shit, is that Monk?"
Macho man. I've got to be a macho man. Macho man. I've got to be a macho. Hey,
Wait! What time is it, Jorge?
His name was Monk.
6:25.
Oops, gotta go.
No, wait.
Wait here. It's my anniversary. I'll be right back.
Your husband is a very lucky man.
Don't say that.
She leaves as the sailors
Hey, macho man.
Interior Debbie's house. Dining room, same time. Fester sits alone, practicing his toast. The present is clearly ticking.
Years. Oh, no.
Exterior Debbie's house, same time. Debbie drives around the fountain before parking. Debbie looks in the rear view.
But officer, my husband was in that house.
She sobs, but the sobs turn to laughter. Interior Debbie's house, dining room. Fester practices his toast again.
Happy anniversary, Debbie.
He puts his glass down, shattering the base. He looks at the wine glass, unsure what to do next. Exterior Debbie's house, same time. Debbie sits in her car, counting down. The house explodes, bursting into flames and sending debris everywhere. Debbie steps out of her car and looks at the aftermath.
Help!
Debbie steps over flames towards the house. Walking out from the smoky remains of the front door walks Fester, still holding the roast.
Sweetheart, did you forget the champagne?
Debbie pulls a gun from her purse.
Freeze!
Pookie!
I tried to make it look like an accident. I tried to give you dignity, but oh no, not you.
What are you saying?
I want you dead, and I want your money.
But don't you love me? Is that a no?
Thing starts driving the car up behind her.
Oh, do I love you? Look at yourself. You're a nightmare. You're a missing link. You shouldn't be married. You should be studied.
The car eases up behind Debbie.
You're a big, dumb, weird thing. No woman in her right mind could ever love you.
Thing hits Debbie with the car, rolling her over the hood.
Ah!
Fester crosses to the passenger side.
Thing!
Thing gestures, "Get in!" Fester hops in, and Debbie rises as they peel out. Debbie fires shot after shot, only hitting the car.
I'll get you. And your little hand, too.
Exterior city streets, same. Thing drives the pair down the street, not at all at home behind the wheel. As Fester and Thing wrestle with the wheel, the roast falls out the window, slapping to the pavement. Exterior, Camp Chippewa fence, night. The camp still burns. Wednesday has finished climbing the fence. Joel on the other side.
Come on.
No, I have to go back for the others.
You're very brave.
And to watch the place burn. You go, save your uncle.
Wednesday grabs the fence.
I may never see you again.
I know.
There are forces tearing us apart. Gary, Debbie, 7th grade.
Joel removes his head.
I'll never forget you. I'll never forget you.
You won't.
You're too weird.
We'll always have today, and Chippewa.
And this.
He lifts a metal object.
What is it?
Amanda's retainer.
He drops it to the ground.
Cara mia.
Mon cher.
The two kiss through the fence, pull back, and calmly wipe their lips. Pugsley pulls up in a large white van, honking the horn. Come on! Wednesday leaves Joel behind. Exterior city street, same time. Debbie drives furiously after Fester.
Come on! Move it! Move out of the way!
She runs over the roast, exploding it all over. Interior Addams family house, baby's room, same time. Morticia reads Cat in the Hat to Pubert, still blonde.
We looked, and we saw him step on the mat. We looked, and we saw him, the cat in the hat. Are you enjoying this?
She looks around the room.
To think, a child of mine. I know what is wet, and the sun is not sunny, but we can have lots of good fun that is funny.
Morticia skims ahead to the last page.
Oh no, he lives.
The door bursts open. It's Grandmama.
Come on, it's Gomez.
Interior Addams family house, Gomez in Morticia's room. Moments later, Gomez lays in bed, clearly having a psychotic episode.
Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low.
My baby is ill, and my husband is dying. Oh, Mama, what should I do?
Well, you have a black dress.
Gomez continues sobbing through the song. The door opens, and there stands Fester.
Gomez!
Fester!
Fester!
Gomez almost can't comprehend that Fester is there.
Fester, where is Fester?
He's right here, mon cher.
Fester crawls up the side of the bed to take Gomez's hand.
It's me, Gomez. I've tried to be someone I'm not. I love in shame and in the suburbs.
But you belong to Debbie. You're Debbie's love toy. You are Mr. Debbie!
I'm an Addams!
This seems to snap Fester out of it.
Fester!
The brothers hug. The kids come through the doors.
Uncle Fester!
Uncle Fester!
Children!
Pugsley hugs Fester as Wednesday stands there, arms crossed.
You sent us to camp.
Gomez's smile drops.
They made us sing.
Wednesday looks to her parents, then Fester. Forgives them and runs to give Fester a hug.
My own dear family, how I've missed you all.
Our whole family, together at last, 3 generations, above ground.
In-laws!
They turn to see Debbie standing in the doorway, sawed-off shotgun in hand. She chambers around. Interior Addams family house, baby's room. In Pubert's crib, Pubert belches fire. Interior Addams family house, attic, later. The whole family is strapped to electric chairs.
I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't enjoy hurting anybody. I don't like bombs or electric chairs, but sometimes people just won't listen. And so I have to use persuasion and slides.
Debbie clicks a button and a slideshow begins. A lovely looking couple.
My parents, Sharon and Dave, generous, doting, or were they? All I ever wanted was a ballerina Barbie in her pretty pink tutu, my birthday.
Next slide, little Debbie.
I was 10. And you know what they got me? Malibu Barbie.
Malibu Barbie.
The nightmare.
The nerve.
Next slide, little Debbie is pissed.
That's not what I wanted. That's not who I was. I was a ballerina, graceful, delicate. They had to go.
Next slide, Debbie's childhood home, completely ablaze. Interior Addams family house, baby's room, same time. Pubert reaches up and pulls a knife off the mobile and starts using it to saw a hole in the crib. Interior Addams family house, attic, same time. Next slide, a friendly looking doctor.
My first husband, the heart surgeon, all day long. Coronaries, transplants.
Oh, what about your needs?
Sorry about dinner, Deb. The Pope has a cold.
Next slide, Debbie killing him with an axe.
An axe? Oh, that takes me back.
Interior Addams family house, upper hallways. Pubert crawls down the hall, a heavy cannonball rolling behind him. Interior Addams family house, attic, same time. Next slide, a politician.
Husband number 2, the senator. He loved his state. He loved his country.
What about Debbie?
Sorry, Debbie. No Mercedes this year. We have to set an example. Oh, yeah? Set this.
Next slide, Debbie about to hit him with the car. Interior Addams family, upper hallways, same time. Pubert reaches the stairs. Interior Addams family house, attic, same time. Next slide, Fester riding a lawnmower.
My latest husband. My late husband, Fester.
The fool.
The corpse.
She turns off the slideshow.
And his adorable family. You took me in. You accepted me. But did any of you love me? Really? Love me?
Hands.
They all try to raise hands, but Debbie has strapped them all down. Interior Addams family house, entryway, same time. Pubert slides down the banister. Pubert lands on things skate and zips down the hall. Interior Addams family house, attic, same time. Debbie paces in front of the Addams family.
So I killed. So I maimed. So I destroyed one innocent life after another. Aren't I a human being? Don't I yearn and ache and shock? Don't I deserve to love and jewelry?
Morticia nods in agreement. Debbie crosses to the main kill switch, hand on the lever. Interior Addams family house, entryway, same time. The cannonball falls down the stairs as Pubert barely misses being hit. Interior Addams family house, attic, same time. Debbie's hands on the lever.
Adieu, mon cher.
Adios, cara mia.
Debbie, let them go. Take me and my money. For what I've done, I deserve to die.
Sorry.
Interior Addams family house, entryway, same time. The cannonball whistles in Grandma's cauldron. Pressure building. The cannonball launches into the air. Pubert hits a piece of wood, falls off the skate, and lands on the end of a seesaw. The cannonball lands on the other end, launching Pubert up through the skylight. Exterior sky above, Addams house, same time. Pubert flies high into the air, up to the window of an airplane, right into the view of the Buckman family. Ellen Buckman simply closes the window. Interior Addams family house attic. Same time. Debbie is ready for the fireworks.
Bye, everybody. Wish me luck.
Good
Good
luck.
luck.
Luck. Interior exterior the Addams house. As Debbie flips the lever, Pubert crashes through the roof, landing in the attic. Electricity races along the wires as Pubert begins to play with them. As the charge reaches the baby, Pubert puts two cables together, redirecting the charge back to the lever in Debbie's hand. The current surges through her, and Debbie takes the full voltage. Debbie is shocked into a pile of dust. All that's left behind her, shoes and credit cards. Pubert giggles happily. Cut to interior, the Addams house. Later, title card. Sometime later. Fester walks with arms full of presents.
A birthday party, what a treat! And to think I might have missed all this. What was I thinking of?
Wednesday and Pugsley stand nearby.
Physical pleasure.
Ugh.
Uncle Fester, do you miss Debbie?
Well, sometimes, late at night, I remember how she'd turn to me and say, Jesus, Fester, go back to your room.
Fester cackles. The front door opens.
Woohoo!
Margaret enters with cousin It, and what?
Are we late?
Kabuna Kinasa!
Okay. Not at all. We're just getting started.
I hope no one minds. We brought along a guest.
A pale woman enters the room.
Dementia.
Dementia pulls off her hat, revealing herself to be a bald Lady Fester. Fester's in love once again.
Dementia. What a beautiful name.
It means insanity.
My name's Fester. It means to rot.
Interior Addams family house living room. Gomez and Morticia clink glasses together.
A toast to the glorious mysteries of life, to all that binds a family as one, to mirth, to merriment, to manslaughter.
Hear, hear.
To dear friends.
It looks to Margaret, and what?
Dinata!
Margaret giggles and rubs noses, I think. It's hard to tell. It is literally just hair.
To new friends.
Fester clinks glasses with Dementia.
To youth.
Joel stands next to Wednesday, looking a mini Gomez.
How do I look?
Disturbing.
Gomez turns to Morticia.
To passion.
To paradise.
To pain.
Tonight?
Before Gomez and Morticia can kiss.
Haha! Make way for the birthday boy.
Grandmama walks in with Pubert, followed by Pugsley, who wheels in a guillotine cake.
King, will you do the honors?
Thing lights the candle as Lurch plays on the organ. Exterior Addams family cemetery night. Same time, Joel and Wednesday walk through the headstones.
Your family is really interesting. Your parents are so involved with each other.
The pair sit on a bench. Joel scoots towards her.
Wednesday, do you think, like, maybe someday you might want to get married and have kids?
No.
What if you meet just the right man who worshipped and adored you, who'd do anything for you, who'd be your devoted slave? What would you do?
I'd pity him.
Joel crouches to Debbie's headstone, which reads, Debbie Jelinski Addams, wife and psycho. Joel crouches in front and puts flowers down.
Poor Debbie. She was sick.
She wasn't sick. She was sloppy.
What do you mean?
If I wanted to kill my husband, I'd do it, and I wouldn't get caught.
How?
I'd scare him to death.
No, you wouldn't. We're all very sorry, Debbie. Wish you only the best.
As Joel goes to put the flowers down, Debbie's undead hand rips through the ground and grabs Joel's wrist. Joel begins screaming in terror. Wednesday looks on, smiling. Fade to black, the end.
Thank y'all
Yay!
for joining us. We will see you at the next one.